Look at that. So I was driving out of work, and then I made a turn, and then my ABS lights turned on, and my traction control turned off. And I also noticed that every time I parked, it smelled like burnt metal.
What's up everyone, my name is Jesse and welcome to my channel. My brother Cesar noticed a strange noise coming from his 2004 Grand Marquis, so he hit your boy up for some help, and I'm here ready to handle this problem. So let's get to it. Check this out, you guys. Look at the caliper. Soaked in brake fluid. There's a bunch of brake dust around it. The first thing that I noticed was fluid leaking everywhere, so I figured it's probably a bad brake caliper. Use a 14mm wrench to loosen the brake line nut. 13mm, you guys. There you go. Alright, that's loose. Remove the 13mm bolt. Hopefully it is a 13, and I'll strip this one. There you go. Cool. Alright, so we got two 10mm caliper bolts. Thing's toast. So after removing all the components, I've kind of realized that the Grand Marquis is going to need more than just a brake caliper. Check this out. Y'all hear that? Wheel bearings. Possibly even the axle. And that will require me to drain the differential fluid, remove all this other parts, and my brother at the moment has my caddy. He's driving it, and I have all my other tools there, and I also have to go check to see if all these other parts are at my local auto parts store. So alright, so we're back where I left off. So right now I'm finna remove the ABS sensor. There's a 10mm bolt holding it, so let's do that. Get your ass out. Look at all the metal shaving on it. Check this out, you guys. Yesterday I stopped by Harbor Freight and I caught myself some knee pads. These finna come out in handy when I'm working on the cars. They can also come in handy if you're trying to get a raise at your job. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But I don't judge y'all. If y'all trying to do it, if y'all trying to get some more money, it is what it is. Put these on. Put these bad boys on. I forgot my drain pan. Oh, there he goes. Alright, guys, so I got the car on neutral. We're gonna spin, turn the differential. We get access to this 8mm bolt. Damn. Alright, let's set this on. Sheesh. Here I am trying to push in the axle so I can remove the C-clamp retainer from the end of the differential. Alright, finally, I got that C-clamp out. I was having a hard time removing this. So what I had to do was pry on the axle with a flathead screwdriver so I'm able to push it outwards so it could leave a gap for the C-clamp to drop. Also, I had to put the floor jack on the front of the axle so it could be leveled. Since it was damaged, it wouldn't push all the way out. Oh, Oh. Ooh. What the? I realized that the wheel bearing and seal were destroyed. Look at that. Hey. Cooked up that bearing. Oh, wow. I removed the old gasket from the differential cover with a plastic scraper and cleaned it up with brake cleaner. Check out the dirty towels. Look at all the metal shavings from the wheel bearing. I cleaned up the differential and look at all that. Alright, so I'm finna install the wheel bearing. I did end up using some sandpaper to sand down the surface since some of it was damaged from the previous wheel bearing. Now let's get our wheel bearing installation tool. Yeah, it's too big for it. Need to get another socket. Oh yeah, it's in there. Why pay $300 for a wheel bearing installation tool? Hammer and a socket. You good to go, player. You good to go. So I'm putting some dielectric grease all around the axle seal in the inside of it. Then I'm gonna get some RTV oil resistant silicone and put it on around it on the outside surface of the axle seal. Alright. Now let's install the seal. Right there. Let's put that gear oil in here. Alright, so we got a brand new axle. Check out the end of the axle where the bearing and seal sits. Nice and straight. Está firme. It's all good. The old one was completely done, bruh. There was no way I'm finna reuse that. It would cause damage to the wheel bearing, and most likely I would have to do the job again. And ain't no way I'm finna do all that again. Let's install this one back. Ow, ow, ow. 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 Well, I can't put it all the way in. I have to install the wheel studs. Ow. If it ain't one thing, it's another thing. So off camera, I've been trying to install the wheel studs on the axle, and I was going to show you guys how to do at least one of them, but my impact wasn't strong enough and it ran out of battery. I tried doing it all manually. Fortunately, I'm not strong enough. I can't install the axle unless these wheel studs are completely flush because they touch the parking brake hardware. And it doesn't insert all the way where I could put that C-clamp washer. So as much as I hate to ask for help, sometimes you can't do things by yourself. So let's go to my local shop and have a professional install the wheel studs for me. Alright, we back and got the studs installed on that axle. Nice and flush. Check that out. Alright. So homie in there was like, bro, these studs are hella hard to install. Are you sure they're the correct ones? I'm like, yeah, they're the ones that came in the box. He tried the same method that I was doing, and then he realized that it wasn't working. So what he ended up doing was grabbing some deep sockets and covering the studs. Then I was holding the axle upside down so he could hammer the studs into place. He did use like a thick 1/2-inch adapter, and then his biggest hammer that he had, it ended up working. We call that the Mexican way. So I would highly advise anybody that's doing this job to try to purchase an axle with the studs already installed, or take the axle to a shop and get the studs installed right away before you end up taking everything apart. There you go. Alright, so I got that part back installed, put the car on park, installed the bolt back, also put some glue thread locker on the threads, got that tight. Now I'm gonna put the cover and refill it up with differential fluid. I am gonna rub a little bit of RTV silicone around it so the gasket can stay in place. Install the gasket. Right. Now install it in the differential. Alright, we got the bearing installed, the seal installed, the axle, the studs, new rotors, brake pads, caliper, brake line. The only thing that's left to do is fill up the differential and bleed the air out of the caliper, and we should be good to go. Alright, I'm finna get under the car and start filling up that differential. You always want to remove the fill plug first before you drain the differential. Alright, so once fluid starts spilling out from the fill plug, we could, like that, like a stream like that, we could put the plug back on. So I got the master cylinder filled up with brake fluid, .3. Let's close the cap. I also got my bleeding system installed and ready to go. Got the 10mm wrench ready to loosen the bleeding valve. I got this hose so we could see the brake fluid and all the bubbles when they come out. Got the container that's gonna hold it, and all I need now is for my brother to show up so he could step on the brake pedal while I loosen the valve. Pump. Let it go. I'm cruising. I'm not hearing any noises. I'm gonna go ahead. Bro, I hear a noise over here on the left side on the driver's side. There's something else wrong right there. Zoe! I need you to get out. Get over there. Yeah, the brakes, they don't feel that great. They're a little too soft for me. I want them to stop instantly. So I need to bleed the air out from the brake system, do it all around, not just that side.
You don't gotta drive that fast.
Hitting the brakes! I'm hitting the brakes!
I'm hitting the...
Yeah, I was hitting the brakes.
This guy.
Hey, still stop on time.
Remind me not to go test drive with you again. This is terrifying.
You're good. I gotta test drive it, man.
Why does it smell like oil now?
Doesn't it smell good?
Why is the engine smoking?
That's normal. Doesn't your car do that?
Oh my god.